Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Thursday. Glad you're here. Today's Red Mic message: control the temperature. Most of the leadership mistakes we make, most of the leadership mistakes we regret, well, they happen because we didn't know what to do. They often happen because we reacted before we slowed down long enough to decide what to do and how to do it. Things that happen in the workplace, they've got a way of pushing just the right buttons at the wrong time. Ideas get dismissed, emails come off a little bit more pointed than maybe you meant them. Feedback publicly is never a good idea. Decisions get made without you being in the room. None of those moments require brilliance, but they do require restraint. Here are some practical ways to stay calm when work or those particularly prickly coworkers test you. If your idea gets dismissed in a meeting, you share a thought, somebody shoots it down fast, maybe they say something tacky, and in your head you start saying, they don't respect me, this guy always does it. In fact, think about that situation. If somebody came to mind immediately, this is what you need to do if you're still working with this person. If you don't work with them anymore, well, don't have regret. Just remember for next time. Here's the move: pause internally, not publicly. Don't defend, don't counter, don't perform. Take a breath, maybe take a sip of water, write a note, and then later, not in the meeting, seek clarity but not validation. The type of follow up I'm talking about: I noticed you had a different view in the meeting. Can we talk through what you were saying? It lowers the temperature and it invites understanding instead of a win. It doesn't give them the satisfaction, if this is what they were looking for, of you having a knee jerk. And if it's a pattern, go a step further and say, I'd really appreciate some time to explain my thinking next time. I want to make sure that we're considering all of the angles. That's calm leadership. And it's not necessarily about being heard immediately. It's about being heard eventually and clearly. Now, there are some things that you can do and say if that person is not, somebody that you are a leader of. If you're in a meeting of peers, I'm going to get to those next week. Tomorrow's hashtag Fun Friday. I'm going to get to some of those a little bit more satisfying clapbacks, if you will. Ways to smile while you're gutting them like a fish. That if a teammate sends you a tacky email, read it again. Your pulse goes up. Rule number one: do not reply while your emotions are spiking. Give it a rest. 30 minutes. Take a walk. Stretch. Get outside. Let some sunlight hit you. Um, Maybe draft a response, but don't send it, and then reread it and reread it again. And then ask yourself, is this really about me, or are they overloaded, rushed, stressed? More often than not, the best way to do it is, got your note. I might be reading the tone wrong. Happy to talk it out. When do you have time to come by, or I can come and see you? But if that email isn't just a singular thing, if it's creating friction, then set a boundary. Tone can get lost over email. Can we maybe just talk in person or have a call when something is urgent or sensitive? Especially if they're the kind of people that send you an email where your entire leadership is copied. That sort of passive aggressiveness, don't deal with it. Not not with anger, not with a knee jerk. Breathe. Don't give them the satisfaction. If your boss gives you critical feedback in front of other people, again, it's best to do feedback privately, but we all know there's some jerk bosses out there. Your instinct might be to explain or defend or even shut down. Don't do any of those. In the moment that happens, all you need is eye contact, a nod, and a breath, nothing else. Later, privately, you can go to them and say, I want to do great work for you, for this team, for this company, this organization, whatever it is. And I take feedback seriously. I would like to ask in the future if we can talk about things like that one on one than rather having embarrassing public feedback being done publicly. No sarcasm, no edge, no emotion, short, steady, and calm. If they dismiss you or if they act condescending or any of that, that tells you a lot about them and maybe what you need to be doing with your future. But as long as you're in that situation, as long as you're still upset, write your thoughts out in a private document first. Hold on to it. That's not weakness, that's containment. It keeps your frustration from turning into long-term damage, at least in that organization. And then last but not least, if you get let out of a decision or a meeting, I understand this one completely. This triggers the oldest fear in the workplace. I don't matter. And had it happen at a workplace recently, my boss was fired for insubordination, among other reasons. And initially, everything seemed fine. But then I noticed I started getting cut out of meetings. And I didn't do this, and I probably should have. Should have asked about being let in on updates. Should I have been looped in? Feel out of the loop. I want to stay aligned. What's the best way to make sure that I'm included next time? You're focusing on the future, not on blame, not on being defensive about being cut out. All of this helps to maintain the temperature in the room, maintain the calm, maintain the chill, because calm leaders don't argue, they don't litigate what happened yesterday. Again, focus on the future, not past blame. You have to design your tomorrow. So remember, staying calm at work is not about suppressing your emotions. It's about choosing to not let your emotions choose for you. Breathe, Daniel-san. Okay. I mean, Mr. Miyagi laid it out. Okay. Focus. You don't have to win every moment. You don't have to respond immediately, but you cannot let fear or anger or any of that take over because, that leads to the dark side. You don't have to tell yourself a story that makes things heavier than maybe they are. Don't listen to that internal nag. So pause, reframe, respond with intention. That's how you're going to keep your credibility and your peace and maybe even your job. And that's today's Red Mike message. Hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to put some of these things in place in your own life. Tomorrow, hashtag Fun Friday. I got 2 or 3 things that I want to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to do all 3 or if I'm going to focus on one of them. I don't know yet. What do you guys have going? If you haven't voted yet, again, early voting here in Texas started Tuesday. Get out and do it. I love you guys. I'll see you again next time. And until next time, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you.